All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Houston Texans rookie running back Woody Marks. Marks has emerged as a legit playmaker for this Texans offense, and boy, do they need him, and he is getting better and better, folks. Great find by the Houston Texans, multifaceted playmaker who can do a lot of different things. We'll break all that down today. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get started with the downhill running play, and there's Marks right there dotting the I in the I formation here for the Houston Texans. We're going to get a block out here by the tackle. We're going to get a double team between the left guard and the center working up to the next level. Double team right here working up to the next level. Tight end blocking out right here. And we're going to get this tight end lined up in the fullback position. He's going to take one step this way and then lead through the hole just like this. It's kind of a design cutback where Marks is working this way and then potentially going this direction. But he has carte blanche to kind of go wherever he sees running room, right? It's one of those kind of plays. I want you guys to see what happens here with Woody Marks. This is absolutely insane as he ends up working this direction, then cutting back a little bit just like this. He somehow splits a blocker and a defender to fall forward. I mean, this is insane stuff. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. There's the run. North and south. Falls forward for a nice little play. I want you guys to watch this right here. Watch this block right here. They get good movement at the point of attack. There's a nice little crease there. You can see Woody Marks, he tries to go north and south to follow it, but there he sees the defensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans break free. Watch what Woody Marks does. He goes under the offensive lineman and splits the defensive lineman and the offensive lineman. I have never seen that before in my life. I mean, this is creative in terms of running at a whole nother level. I mean, this is absolutely bonkers. And I'll give credit to 27. I mean, look, you're caught right there between a rock and a hard place, and you just squeeze through to get a couple yards. I mean, this is absolutely bonkers. They end up getting a holding call right here at the point of attack, which kind of stinks. It's a good call. But overall, from Marks' perspective, he had a really, really nice day. And we'll get down in terms of all of the plays he was able to make for this Houston Texans offense. But I see things like this, and I know it's kind of funny to see and funny to watch and funny to break down, but it just speaks to his creativity and his 1-2 and his drive. The fact that he ends up in this situation right here, which isn't good, and still falls forward for 4 more yards. He's the guy that finishes every single run. He scratches and claws for every inch. Nice find by the Houston offense. All right, from the wide copy, look at him in the I formation right here. Again, he's going to get the handoff. I think he's supposed to cut it back, but he sees a crease right up the middle, and then he just splits the offensive line and the defender. I mean, this is absolutely insane. So right here, this is normally where the play ends. And instead, right here, look at this. It's going to be at the 42-yard line, right? That's where the play should end. Instead, Marks gets all the way up to the 46. 4 yards after contact in the most bonkers way possible. He's the guy who finishes runs. He's the guy who makes plays, and he's going to be a guy who's a big part of this Texans offense going forward. All right, this next play I think was the best play Marks had, at least according to my opinion. So you can see he's right here, lined up right next to C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. And this is going to be a little pass protection, a little blitz pickup. There's going to be a blitzer coming off the edge, and Marks, he's going to pick him up and do it emphatically with a pancake block. I mean, this may be the best blitz pickup I've seen any running back make all season long. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's a blitzer. Boom. Oh, my goodness gracious. Good Lord Almighty. 29, or who is that? 28, 29, I can't quite tell. I think that's 28 for Tennessee. He has dreams of football glory, guys. He's going to be a superstar. Welcome to the turf. My goodness gracious. I mean, I could watch this all day. I could literally sit here for the next 4.5 hours and just watch Woody Marks destroy this poor human being right here. I mean, this is... I mean, that's unbelievable. You talk about 1-2 as a pass protector. That's what a lot of people say when it comes to pass protection. That's all about 1-2 and heart. I don't think it's quite that simple, but that is a big part of it, certainly for running backs. And Woody Marks, you talk about a guy who's scratching and clawing to get on the football field and stay on the football field. I mean, look at this. Look at this physicality. This is what the Texans have been missing at times, right? It's next level competitiveness, next level effort and intensity, and to be totally honest, next level attitude and just wanting to humiliate people. Having that dog in you, right, as people like to say, just wanting to embarrass the opposition. The Texans, I feel like they just haven't had that killer instinct so far this season. I think some of their players have it. I think Collins has it. I think Stroud has it. I just think a lot of their guys on their offense really just don't have it all the time. Woody Marks, he's got it. What a block right here from the rookie.
Yeah, and that's one thing I think that really sets Woody Marks apart from other players on the team, other running backs in the league, is his really elite pass blocking grades. Woody Marks has done fantastic. We see him absolutely destroy someone right here, but 83.5 pass blocking grade this game for Woody Marks. Fantastic. He's He's had two really, really amazing games in the pass blocking department. Love to see that from a guy like Woody Marks.
All right, going back to the running game, and we're getting the standard inside zone concept working right there to the left side of your screen, left side of the offense. And across the board in terms of blocking, it's just standard zone blocking stuff. 79 zone blocking out that direction, base reach there. We're going to get his zone double team right here, working on to the next level. Backside scoops, backside cutoffs, all that kind of stuff. We're going to get a receiver coming in motion right here, and he's actually going to try and lead and insert right here through the hole. And right here, Marks does a great job. Just a patient runner, gets small, gets skinny through the hole, and squirts forward. And again, gets positive yards after contact. He's such a phenomenal running back and always falling forward. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. There's the run. Gets thin, squeezes through the hole, falls forward. Nice play. Got a lot of yards that didn't really look like they were there. I mean, like right here, it looks like it could be blown up for a minimal gain, and he kind of just squirts through the hole and gets 3 or 4 more yards. That's what Marks does, guys. Just finds a way to get skinny and just fall forward. It's just a crafty, natural runner, and it's really good to have for this Houston Texans offense. But you talk about this Texans offense and some of the problems they're having. This is basic stuff. Look at the timing of the snap. You see how 13 has to kind of patter his feet down and slow down? This is supposed to be made at full speed. You're not supposed to have to slow down to insert right there. You're supposed to go through this hole right here at the snap. Either you're going in motion too fast or you're not timing the snap correctly there. Now he ends up making the block or at least getting his body in there, so the play ends up working. But this is something against good teams where this timing is off is going to kill you. Now Marks here, again, really good job. Takes a good path. Hits the hole right here, gets north and south, gets skinny. See how he squeezed through the hole with these little cuts? I mean, that's really good. Getting skinny and thin like that will always help your offensive linemen make them right. Because the offensive linemen, one of the things that happens in the zone blocking scheme, you get a lot of butts in the hole like you see right there. Not a lot of green grass to run through right there. But there's hats on hats. So how do you squeeze through this? Get skinny yourself like Marks does here. Good rep. All right, from the wide copy, you can see the motion right there. See how he slows down? That's not great. It screws up the timing. But Marks is able to score through. I mean, this is really good because if you look at where this play is going, right here, maybe a little bit of hole there. Doesn't look like there's anything there, right? You're going to go down at the 42. Instead, it's all the way up to the 38. 3 or 4 yards more than expected. That's what Marks delivers. Yards after expectation. That's a key part for any running back, especially in a Texans offense that has been struggling so far in the 2025 season. Woody Marks, though, bright spot, who's only getting better. I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the year in this Texans offense. All right, so if you run the ball well a few times, run the ball well all day like Marks has, of course, right there at this point in the game. You can see him. He's to the left of C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. You're going to get the opportunity to get easy touchdowns off play action. So we're going to get a little pre-snap motion in this direction. It's going to be a fake to Marks, and he's just going to leak out into the flat wide open. He doesn't really have to do a whole lot, but this is a reward for running hard because everyone crashes inside, leaves the outside open, and you get a touchdown, Woody Marks, celebrate in the end zone. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. Play fake inside. Marks in the flat. Easy touchdown. Nice job, 27. Good reward. Let's break it down. So you can see at the snap right there, you got motion coming across. You got Marks going north and south right now. All of these linebackers and safeties, too, they're all crashing down because they're tired of Marks running right through them for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a pop, right? They're tired of it. It's been a long game. It's a close game that's getting out of hand for the Tennessee Titans. They're trying to make a play. This is where you make them pay. And this is why falling forward and being a crafty runner, getting those extra yards, this is where it pays off because these linebackers and safeties, they're so used to getting in 2nd and 5 and 2nd and 4. They're tired, they're worn down, and they take one step out of play, and it's a touchdown. This is how you break defenses, guys, especially if you're having trouble offensively executing in the passing game like the Texans have at times, right? You run the football well, and when the time is for the kill shot, even though it's not like a 50-yard touchdown, this was the first touchdown that for all intents and purposes put the game away, this is what happens. Everyone crashes on the running back, on the play fake. You get out in the flat for an easy score. Nice design, nice play. Good job, Woody Marks.
There's many bright spots for Marks, but this was another bright spot outside of rushing the football. Really great receiving game for him, and he's been great at receiving the ball all year. 79.2 receiving grade. Obviously gets the touchdown here, but this game in particular, big uptick. 2 catches on the season before this. 1 week 3, 1 week 2. Actually bumps it up. 4 catches this week versus Tennessee. Really great performance by him. Obviously the touchdown, beautiful play for Woody Marks, but really great receiving grades for Marks. I think that's helping him rise up the ranks and get more playing time as well.
All right, now let's go with some outside running. You can see Marks right there once again lined up next to C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. It's going to be an outside run this direction right here. They're going to pull the tackle around to lead. They're going to have the tight end lined up right here. He's going to crack back block inside. They're going to pull the center to try and pick up this linebacker. And these outside runs, they're a lot trickier than you think because the temptation is just beeline right there as fast as you can just to hit the edge and be off to the races. But you have to be patient. You have to take it wide to allow your blocks to set up and then get north and south the exact moment it opens up. The timing is critical. Marks does a great job. Let's check it out. There's the snap. There's the run. Keeps it wide. Now he goes north and south, cuts back, falls forward again. Nice play. You can see why you have to be patient, because if you go very aggressive diagonally off the rip, this linebacker blows the play up and it's a tackle for loss. But at the same time, if you wait too long to keep it wide, let's say if you were still running out wide right here, this DB could have undercut it and made the play. So what do you have to do? You have to be patient, right? You have to let the blocks develop. Let this block develop. Okay, now go north and south behind these two blocks, read them perfectly, and now finish the run. Nice play. Now, I'm not a huge fan, to be totally honest, of this spin move right here. Look, you're a natural runner. It's what you do in these situations. I get it, right? I'm not a running back. I was an offensive lineman in college, so who am I critiquing Woody Marks right here with this little spin move? But I will say this. Just lower your shoulder. Just lower your shoulder and fall forward. Look, you end up getting a few extra yards anyway, but boy, spinning in traffic like this, I always feel like that's a recipe for taking a nice shot to the ribs or getting picked up and body slammed. But overall, once again, a really good job by Woody Marks. Just start to finish right here. Patient run, setting up the blocks. I love the fact that he's setting up the blocks. It's well blocked by the Texans, right? They get hats on hats. Crackback blocked as well. They get a guy downfield, Ursary downfield. It's a well-blocked play, well-ran play. Overall, nice play for the Texans offense. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Woody Marks right there in the shotgun. Again, I love his patience right here at the snap. Waits for the blocks to develop, and now turns the corner. Now he gets north and south. You can actually see the turf kick up when he makes the cut. Watch it right there. Look at that. See if I can time it a little bit better. There, right there, you can see it, right? That's getting your foot in your ground right there and getting north and south. The temptation would be maybe right here to keep it wide, but that's exactly what this DB wants. If you keep it wide, you're tackled and you fall down maybe at the 38-yard line. Instead, you go north and south and get all the way to the 30. It's those extra yards. Again, it's a three-part process. Part number one, right here, be patient, wait for that first block to set up. Part number two, wait for the moment to put your foot in the ground for the next block to set up. There it is. And then part three, get your foot in the ground and then finish the run. Nice play, Woody Marks. All right, quick break in the film review. Look, I was taught to break down film by my college coaches at the Division I level. All the players are. It's just a fact of playing football at that level. And I want to take this opportunity to give you guys, the average fan, more opportunities to get that insider knowledge of how the game is taught at that highest level of college football. I created a checklist, a step-by-step guide for you guys, 100% free. That's based on how I was taught to break down film by my coaches and that I use today to create these film reviews. There's a link in the description box below that'll take you right to it. I really appreciate it if you guys decide to get it. Again, 100% free, just trying to share information to you guys, stuff that was taught to me by my coaches. But without further ado, let's get back into the film. All right, this may be one of the more underrated plays I've seen Woody Marks make in his entire career. And you can see there he is right there lined up next to C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. It's going to be a standard zone concept working to the offensive right, the left side of the screen. So we're going to get a base reach there, kind of zone double team right here, working up to the next level. Scoop blocks right there on the backside. And Woody Marks, he's just going to take this track, standard zone scheme, and just find a hole wherever he can. This is a situation, though, where you've got the defensive end on the right side of the screen. He may be off the screen for you guys watching this, and he's crashing down, going after C.J. Stroud in case C.J. Stroud pulls it, but he's also going to try and work back in and make the tackle. So here you have kind of a two-part challenge for the running back. You got to make sure you get upfield as fast as possible and hit the hole, but you got to make sure you get a little bit of width first. That way 49 can't crash down and make the play. This is a phenomenal run by Woody Marks, and once again, he falls forward. Let's check it out. There's a snap, inside run, north and south, breaks tackles, falls forward. Sort of an underrated play, right? If we look at the total yards, maybe 5-yard run? 6-yard run. Nothing special. It's a good run. But this is so good, guys. See how he presses it horizontally and then gets vertically and then follows his blockers and stays north and south the entire time? Everything is so deliberate. He gets so much width right here that he takes 49 completely out of the play. And then again, gets north and south, follows his blockers the entire time. He never puts his blockers in a bad position. That's the mark of a good running back, right? When he makes his cuts, it's really late, right behind the offensive lineman, so that way defenders, when they try and fly off and make the tackle, offensive linemen are right there on him, and the running back is able to squirt through. And you can see running back right there, falling right behind Ursary. He delivers a block down the field. And this is so good. It just is patient running and then getting north and south and following your blockers. It's a lost art because so many people, I think these running backs, they're taught to, go for the home run shot, go for the big play because everyone wants to be, on the Instagram highlight reels or whatever, get the big stiff arm, bounce it outside. But just getting north and south and patiently setting up your blocks and following them, it's a lost art that Woody Marks has rediscovered, and it's going to be a big part of this Texans offense going forward.
And again, now we'll get into some of his rushing grades. He's done a lot of great stuff, but running the football, his primary approach in this offense, and he's done a great job. One of his best rushing games this year so far, 71.8 grade there. He's actually averaged over 4 yards a carry since this performance in week one. So really good in that aspect as well. But something else I really like is his ability to get more explosive plays in this game versus Tennessee. Hadn't had any all season, but this game he had 2 runs of 10 plus yards. Really looking good running the football for Woody Marks.
All right, let's end on a short yardage play, and there's Woody Marks at the tailback position with no one by him, right? All by himself there in the backfield. It's just going to be a standard downhill gap concept, trying to run and find a hole wherever you can, just get the first down. And what teams have come up with to try and stop this play in terms of getting a short yardage stop is they just fire everyone inside. They crash everyone down. Fire linebackers if they have to, slant defensive ends, bring everyone down. And the whole goal is to get penetration and to get just this whole mass of humanity right here. So when the running back goes into that humanity, he tries to bounce it outside and jump cut outside of it, and that's the cavalry arrives right there to blow it up for a backfield stop, right? That's the goal. That's what defenses are trying to do. But this is a situation where Marks, again, does a great job in terms of finishing. He runs into his gap in terms of the gap scheme. The crashing defensive linemen are there. They force him to bounce it outside, but then he immediately gets north and south and finishes the run and gets the first down. Great rep. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the inside run. Has to bounce it outside, but he gets north and south, gets the first down. This is so good, guys. There are so many young running backs that right here, they try and bounce it all the way outside and they get stuffed for a loss. Or when they do this little jump cut right here, they lose all momentum and they get stuffed right there, right? Those are the two things that normally happen to young running backs. Not Woody Marks. Little jump cut there and immediately gets north and south. And see how he's always leaning forward? Look at this right here. He's already leaning forward, always expecting to fall forward. He's delivering the blow right here. Look at this linebacker. He's receiving the blow. What they want here from a defensive perspective is by crashing everyone inside, linebackers and DBs, when the cavalry arriving, as I said earlier, they can then unleash the blow. But Marks right there delivers it from the running back position. Defense has no chance. This is so good by Woody Marks. Everything he does is just much better than you expect. Pass protection off the charts. Smart runner. Makes his blockers right. This is how you make your blockers right, by the way. You got a bunch of guys crashing inside. Tied into is that Schultz. Not a great job right there by 86. But you know how you make them look right? Make them look good? Do a little jump cut right there and then fall forward for the first down. Now everyone on the broadcast is like, hey, 86, good job. You opened up the hole right there. Even though, not a terrible play from Schultz, but not exactly an all-pro kind of play. Again, making your blockers look good, finishing runs, everything you want a running back, Woody Marks has in spades.